Okay, you guys need to start off by writing these in your writing journals first.
Yeah. Faster.
Just do the first three.
Boss is texting me right now, so everybody knows.
Me neither.
Because you're in high school. Alright.
I just love this stuff.
I just love Miss Pelfrey. Oh, let's get drinking wine. Yeah, that's why I said just write faster and you don't have to be able to read it up in front of you.
Well, you know, some of us don't have Jedi writing skills.
Okay.
Miss
So then,
Pelfrey.
quit. Okay, so then, I would like work together and identify the verbs in each sentence.
Okay.
And then work together and rewrite the sentence by changing the verb in each sentence to change the voice of the sentence. Work together.
We're together.
Like talk together.
You
Oh.
are such a good
Okay. I'm not kidding.
You're the smart. You.
I mean, okay, somebody tell me what the first one is, because I already have the other one.
Describes.
Thank you. What's the second one? Describe.
Described.
What's the third one? What is found? Okay.
Yes.
We work together, Miss Pelfrey.
Did you rewrite them?
Oh, we're just
Oh.
rewriting them
Rewrite
now?
the sentences, yeah.
Oh,
And change the voice. And change the verb.
You suck at being a star student.
Okay, well.
Only
Do your own work.
no, you guys can rewrite them together.
I was like, what?
You wrote one word like.
This is all I'm gonna write.
How did you write it?
In a Kernel article, the first year of college was described by one student.
that's what I thought.
Is it really?
Yes.
I don't know if it is. Alright, and the second one. Oops. 2.
Yeah. Those two go together.
The first year was described.
Right. We're just gonna listen to
The
Jamie.
most
and Mark.
memorable.
Oh, I remember how to do this.
Oh my god. Does that make sense, you guys? Does somebody else want to do the last one?
I definitely spelled that wrong, but that's fine, right?
It's whatever.
We don't have to turn this in.
Memo marble.
You're not really getting grades. Sorry.
Oh.
Memo marble.
You already graduated college.
I did.
Are you guys done yet?
No. Education takes time. Hold on.
I really don't know.
The
Okay,
last
I
one?
gotta figure
Is
out.
it on campus a time capsule was found?
It's not what's found though. That can't
Oh,
be
that's
right.
yeah, that's right.
We
On
have to
campus-
add. We could add or delete actors, correct?
Right,
Spell free.
we can.
Okay. So a student found
A student.
a time capsule on him.
Student.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So
We're ready.
okay. So tell me the rewritten sentences.
Can I just read the first one? Is someone else going to read the rest one? Okay, I'll read the first one.
Yeah.
In a Kernel article, the first year of college was described by one student.
Right. What's the second one?
The first year was described as the most memorable by one student.
And the third one?
On campus, a student found a time capsule.
Perfect. Okay, so by rewriting these sentences, you can see the difference between active and passive voice. So active voice is what's
when
active
the
voice?
subject is the thing performing the action in the sentence.
Right. And so then passive voice is when the subject is the receiver of the action. So when the sentences like weren't rewritten like the original versions of the sentence, which one is active and which ones are passive?
The first and the second one are active, the third one is passive.
Okay, so you can see in sentence 3, what's the verb?
Was found.
Okay, so since it's written in passive voice sentences or sentences that use passive voice have to have a verb in the form of to be, and so that's was, and it's going to have a past participle too. I'm not going to have that in yet. Okay, so now I want you guys to rewrite this phrase. A group of students planned the homecoming activities. Period.
I can hear Jamie's writing.
They ask a popular band to play at the homecoming dance. A group of students planned the homecoming activities. That's the first part of it.
okay.
They ask a popular band to play at the homecoming dance. Okay, and then I want you guys to work together to rewrite it from active voice into passive voice. So you guys are going to have to change the verb form.
Is it because you're higher than us?
Okay. Beginning part, how would you rewrite that in passive voice?
I don't know, teacher. I'm just kidding. Really.
The first part,
The first part.
So,
The homecoming was planned by a group of students.
yeah, the homecoming activities were planned, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just forgot a word.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just was trying to read through and remember what you didn't say about it. Or what I added, I guess, maybe. And then the second part, instead of they asked a popular band, it would be a popular band was asked.
okay.
Okay, so then what did you guys come up with?
The first one is the homecoming activities were planned by a group of students. And then
A popular band.
You will say it.
Well,
Say it, girl, say it.
well, stop making me laugh. A popular band was asked to play at the homecoming dance.
Okay, perfect. So you can see that like there are two different ways to like write sentences, but you can tell that there are like two different ways to. There are two different ways to write sentences, and both of them are correct, and that passive voice isn't incorrect. It just what's the biggest difference that you guys can see between active voice and passive voice?
it's more wordy and it's more formal.
Right. So when it comes to your own writing and when you're like focused, then you need to focus on like who your audience is. Active voice is a better way to like to have your own thoughts on there. Like you don't want to write your thoughts really using passive voice, because you're not gonna. It's gonna sound too formal when you just want to get like your point across pretty fast, like in your own words. You want to use active voice to emphasize the actor, and you want to use active voice when you want to stress the recipient of the action. And you can use active voice to make your own writing less wordy. So use the article. I don't know where it went.
Okay.
Oh, I do. It's over here. Okay, so use the introduction to this article, and identify the verbs and rewrite the sentence again, and compare it to like the rest of the article, and think about how the audience, like the use of, like the idea of the audience affects the writer's decision in writing a passive or active voice.
Wait, so we do the as Americans have become.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just identify the verbs in the original ones, right?
Right. And then I want you guys to be sure that you think about, you guys can look at the rest of the article, or just like think about the rest of the article because you guys have seen it, and then think about like the audience. Okay. So what voice do you think that the introductions is using? Passive or active? Passive. Passive. Okay, and why do you think that like this article in particular is using passive voice?
Because it's not a story. It's
Yeah,
informative
it's easier to use.
for like information and research.
Right, because it's an informative, and it's the audience that they're trying to touch. So, do you think that like if you were writing a letter to your brother, like what kind of voice would you use?
Passive.
No.
Active.
No,
Oh, that's
you'd
what
use
I-
active voice.
That's what I meant.
Right, so that you just need to focus on the audience, so you guys can see the difference between active and passive
Mm-hmm.
with audience use.
I didn't know.
Okay, so then as you guys work on your drafts, pay attention to the voice that you're using throughout, and think about the reader and how the different voices affect your writing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.